Hey, what's up? This is Gardetrace. Well, we got Dragon Ball Super episode 129. And we got Fuckboy Buckethead getting a new transformation for the 20th fucking time. Seriously, Goku getting transformations is like John Cena becoming WWE champion. It's happened so much, it's no longer special, and no one gives a fuck about it anymore. This series has worn out transformations so fucking much that they no longer mean anything. Before, it used to be a huge, oh shit moment, a new transformation. Now, it's just, oh, another one. Because that's exactly what this feels like. Because we got Goku, he's fighting Jiren, and then it gets to the point where, the very ground that Goku is standing on is about to wear away, and Jiren is just continuing an onslaught, even though, really, what the fuck is Jiren doing? Jiren could have ended this so much sooner, but I've already talked about that, so whatever. But then we have Goku, pretty much he's fighting back, and then he just unlocks the form all over again, and just turns the tables on Jiren. So, pretty much we have the two of them going at it, and, well, this has got to be the dullest final battle ever, because, well, it looks a bit familiar. A bit too familiar. Almost like I've seen it like 50 times already. Because, well, I've seen this battle in the fucking opening sequence itself. Because when it comes to this battle, they have just been doing absolutely nothing but recycling shit that we've seen in the opening sequence. That's what the mass majority of this battle was. And then, when you even think about during the 1 hour special where Goku first became Ultra Instinct, he became it in episode 110, they were reusing animation from the opening there. And now they're doing it again. Are you fucking kidding me? They're doing it again. They've done it once, which that one time was already bad enough. Okay, that in of itself was already a major problem. That was one of the biggest gripes that I had about Goku and Jiren fighting the first time. So now here we are the second time, and you're reusing the animation for a second time. And then other parts where you're not reusing animation, there's a lot of sequences where pretty much the characters themselves aren't moving, it's just energy around them is moving. So we have Jiren and standing like this, and he's supposedly punching really fast, so fast that we can't see his movements. And then you have Goku bent down on the ground with his hands on the ground, and somehow you're telling me he's punching back up. Oh my god. Oh my god. There is just certain things that there are no excuse, okay? There are certain things you have no fucking excuse for. It's like, first of all, with the reused animation, it's like, okay, yes, Dragon Ball has reused animation before, and like, Dragon Ball Z have those sequences where there may be, those punching loop gifs that you see on the internet. But here's the thing, those looped gifs are different. It's not like it's the same animation repeated over and over. They switch up what the animation is. So you have one loop gif, and then you have another loop gif that's different, then you have another one that's different. And the thing about those loop gifs is that they'll have them in sequences, but then they'll break off to show like more animation, not just simply a gif that can be looped. So, when it comes to anime, yes, I already expect anime to cut corners because, that's what a lot of animes do. They cut a lot of corners with the animation, especially if they're on a tight schedule. But they at least make it look presentable. They at least make it something that's interesting to watch. Even if you might recycle an animation at a certain point, they don't get anywhere near egregious as what this episode was. Because this episode, it's just basically just taking the animation from the fucking opening sequence. Because you gotta remember, the Tournament of Power is pretty much the second half of Dragon Ball Super. Okay? So we've had this opening for quite a while now. So we've seen that animation. And then they're just recycling it and not even so much as trying to do something different. That is just so fucking lazy, and it's just so fucking retarded too. And then when you have those still moments, it's like, wow. The end is like, you know, I remember the good old days when anime was animated. It's like, my God, this is Neon Genesis Evangelion levels of bad. And the thing about that show is, it almost wasn't animated because you have still shots like going on for a minute or 2 minutes at a time. And it's just, somehow this series manages to be even worse than that because, well, this is a fight. Fights have movements in them, okay? When Evangelion had its moments of fight sequences, their fight sequences were well animated. It was just when it was talking scenes that they went with little to no animation. Even though I don't find Evangelion's like overall quality of animation to be praiseworthy, it's just, it wasn't just so blatantly, egregiously bad like this. And then when you take into account that we're constantly cutting away to have all the characters spectating just spout exposition, it is just so fucking ridiculous. It's like, you know, there's a fight going on and you guys are relying on exposition way too fucking much. You guys are breaking the #1 rule when it comes to a story. Show! Don't tell. Don't tell me what's going on. Don't have characters explain to me. Show me what is going on. I have fucking eyes, okay? I can see what the fuck is going on. But they're relying too much on just the characters spouting so much exposition, and we just keep cutting away from the fight. Which, that happened a lot during episode 110 as well. Just so much cutting away from the fight, it's ridiculous. And in order to explain what the fuck Ultra Instinct even is, we keep having to cut away to Whis giving us explanations on what it is and what's going on with it. It's like, you know, when Goku became Super Saiyan for the first time, they just pretty much used all visuals to just showcase exactly what was going on. So when Goku first just snaps and loses his mind and hair turns blonde, you know exactly what happened. He went Super Saiyan. We did not need any exposition to convey that to us. And then the same thing goes when Gohan went Super Saiyan 2. When we saw him, we knew that he correctly ascended past a Super Saiyan. And when it comes to Super Saiyan 3, they were really selling just what the form was and how utterly powerful it is, because the earth itself is crumbling under the weight of Super Saiyan 3 Goku's power. So it's like, more visual cues need to be used, because when we see Ultra Instinct, it's just, what the fuck is this bullshit? And then Whis pretty much spends time explaining, and we cut away a lot to Whis explaining what's going on. And then we just cut away a lot more and a lot more, because the thing about Ultra Instinct is it's rather unusual. It's not a Super Saiyan transformation, and the thing is, it just has no telltale sign of when it's gonna occur. Because like when it comes to Super Saiyan, pretty much you can see the triggers. When Goku went Super Saiyan, what was the trigger? Krillin got killed by Frieza. When Gohan went Super Saiyan 2, what was the trigger? Android 16 had his face smashed in by Cell. We see the direct trigger, whereas here, it just happens pretty much at a convenient time for Goku. Pretty much he just has a moment where he just stops and just focuses, and then boom, he went Ultra Instinct just completely out of nowhere. And here's the thing, he has no training with the form. It's not like he's been training with it. So how exactly did he master the fucking form is the question. Because when it comes to Goku going Super Saiyan, like, during his fight with Frieza, Goku had not mastered Super Saiyan at all. That was just his initial transformation into it, and he could only do it when he got pissed off. Even, like, when he said, I had enough of fighting you, Frieza, and he dropped the form, he didn't go back into it until he got pissed off again, because Frieza tried to do a cheap shot at him, and then boom, you see the trigger again, Goku gets pissed off. Goku spent a year on planet Yardrat training to go Super Saiyan at will. Then he spent another year in the hyperbolic time chamber training to master the Super Saiyan transformation. So even after Goku's initial transformation into Super Saiyan, he still needed to put in work in order to use it properly. But, like, you know, when it comes to exposition, now, of course, you guys might be saying, but wait, they've done exposition in Dragon Ball Z before. Yes, they have, but not to this degree. But they've done it plenty, and that's one of the things I don't like about Dragon Ball Z. That's why I do prefer Kai, because there's a lot less of it going on, and there's virtually none of it going on in the manga. The manga's much faster paced, but then, you know, we just have this god-awful of an episode. Seriously, this episode almost put me to sleep. Like, at a certain point, I was watching the episode, like, during Goku and Jiren's fight, and I'm just like, that's, like, seriously, I had to force myself to stay awake to finish this episode, because I could have easily fallen asleep on it. Because we have Jiren, he's now being overwhelmed by Ultra Instinct Goku. And what we have in the next episode is we're going to be showcasing Jiren going at his absolute full power. It's like, you know, how strong is this guy really? I thought he was already going at full power. But now we're really showing him at his full power in the next upcoming episode. And I just gotta ask, what is Jiren's power exactly? What is the source of it? Because the thing about Jiren is his power is not of a divine nature. It's not like he's got powers like a Supreme Kai the way Goku Black does, and it's not like he has the powers of a god of destruction like Toppo have. So we know the sources of their power. But with Jiren, how the fuck did he get this powerful? It does not explain this. Because, you know, instead of this dumbass little flashback on Jiren's parents being killed and all that other dumb bullshit that really doesn't mean shit, you didn't answer the important question of what exactly is the source of Jiren's power? How did he get that strong? And ultimately, what the fuck does Jiren want? What is his wish? Because this is the other thing that just really makes this final battle so boring. Jiren has no clear-cut motivation. We don't know anything about him of any substance. You know, because, you know, the whole thing about his backstory with his dead parents and his dead mentor, that doesn't mean shit. That's all just bullshit. That doesn't tell us shit. So, you know, the important question has not been answered yet. It's like, you know, because when it comes right down to it, like, did he train? Just training alone gave him this kind of power? Because somehow I doubt that, because, well, Goku and Vegeta constantly train, and they're not nearly of Jiren's level of power without Ultra Instinct. And then you also have another character, Ten Shinhan. He constantly trains. As a matter of fact, Ten Shinhan probably trains more than any of the other characters. Probably even more than Goku and Vegeta, because with Goku and Vegeta, you do see them doing other stuff, like, you know, Goku working on the farm, Vegeta spending time with his family. So you see them not training, whereas Ten Shinhan, he is constantly training, and then the reason you barely see him in the Majin Buu saga is because he and Chiaotzu are off on a training adventure together. But the thing about it is, even with all the training Ten Shinhan does, he's still nowhere close to a Super Saiyan's level of power. So all of that training doesn't really mean anything against these God tier fighters. So when it comes to Jiren, how exactly did he do it? Like, did he get power? Like, maybe perhaps Jiren made like some sort of a deal with a devil, and he was granted ultimate power, but at the cost of something. Like, perhaps Jiren has lost something that was very important in favor of getting this ultimate power. It's like, you know, what he could have potentially lost, it really, there's a lot of different areas that they can go with it. And besides, when it comes to, you know, his stake in the Tournament of Power, like, perhaps he seeks the Super Dragon Balls in order to wish away whatever negative consequences there were to his deal getting this level of power. You know, the thing about it is, if they went with that sort of an angle, that would explain a lot about Jiren. It would give Jiren a clear-cut motivation. It would make Jiren seem a lot more like a character, make him seem like he has goals, like he has much more layers to his personality than what you let on. It's just something just as simple as that could really go a long way, and it's something that really needed to have been conveyed before we got to this final battle, but it wasn't. It just plain and simply wasn't, and it's just, we don't answer quite a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions that the series brings up that we ultimately don't get an answer to, and that's a major problem. Because before the series is over, we need to know what exactly it is that Jiren fights for. Because strength is absolute, okay, but strength is nothing more than a means to an end. What is actually Jiren's end goal? We need a clear-cut explanation to that. And until we get it, there's just really nothing about Jiren to be invested in. And it's just, this series has just really gone out of its way to force this final confrontation between Goku and Jiren. They've surpassed 80 characters in favor of this. Just so many characters were nothing but cannon fodder and were just thrown away in favor of just another one-on-one fight. If that's the case, then why even bother making it a tournament format? This is just basically 80-man smash right here. That's all the fuck it is. It's just, they really need to answer these questions quickly. And we're not gonna get them next week because Dragon Ball Super is going on a break. It just went on a break for this episode, and this episode just recycled a lot of animation we've already used. So it's like, okay, you guys are skipping another week. So hopefully by the next episode, you have an episode that's actually presentable and actually worthy of a final battle, which I really doubt it. It's just, don't get your hopes up about Dragon Ball Super. Just really don't. Okay? That video that I posted last year, that was the first video that I had posted last year, it just speaks such volumes right now. So what do you guys think of this? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. Also, like and subscribe for more content. So with that being said, that's the end of this video. Have a good day, everyone. This is Trace, signing out.